Hey everyone, this is Caleb. For our Tech Tuesday post today, we're going to be covering ViewSonic, specifically ViewBoard 2.1, which is one of the programs inside of it. This is going to be a very quick, brief video of some of the introductory things about ViewBoard 2.1. By no means is it comprehensive, so if you have any questions after the video, feel free to please reach out to Gerald or myself. So we're going to start by opening up ViewBoard. It's going to be this icon here. It's a white hand on a red background. You're going to click it. I've already got mine pulled up. This will pull you to the main screen of the ViewBoard. This is what you're going to see every time you open up ViewBoard, every time you open up a new version. So we've got 3 toolbars down here. We're going to try to cover all 3 today in about 5 minutes. So it's going to be fast-paced. By no means will it be comprehensive, but let's jump right into it. So we have the select tool, we have the writing tool, we have the eraser tool, we have the figure tool, the roaming tool, the text tool, and then an undo and redo button. So looking at the writing tool first, you have different options for how you want to put things on the screen, different marker options. We have a marker, we have a paintbrush, highlighters. No time to get into all of them, but I will show you what a couple of them look like. We'll look at the paintbrush. You can change the size of it. You can change the color. We're going to go ahead and change that color there. We'll move on to the eraser. Eraser is pretty standard, just as a straight across eraser option, but if you wanted to have a couple of other options, there is the select option, which allows you to select anything that you want erased. And then lastly, there is another slide bar for clearing the page. Next up, we've got the shapes tool, and in this one we have a couple of different options. First, we can do the shape recognizer, so I can draw a terrible triangle and it'll recognize it and turn it into a triangle. We can also do pre-made shapes. Won't go through all of them, but I will show you we can fill our shapes with color if we'd like with this icon down here, the paint bucket. So we can click on it and it fills it. You have other options with squiggly lines, dotted lines, arrows, all sorts of options. Definitely don't have time to play with them all, but feel free to play with it on your own time. Next, we're going to move to the hand tool. This allows us to select objects that we've already created and manipulate them inside of the presentation. You can see that we can take the fill out and play with it. Next, we have the text option, so we can create a text box. All of the traditional text editing features here, changing the font, changing the font size, bold, all of that stuff. We're going to type in text test. As you can see, our text box works. We're going to exit out of that. We have the undo option, which just deleted that T from test, and we'll redo and put it back. Lastly, we have the select option, so I can use my mouse or your hand. You'll click on it and it'll allow you to pull up different options. We can delete this, we can send it further back, forward, depending on what our presentation calls for. We can add animations to it, all sorts of different options. We can just go ahead and delete this one. That's it for the main toolbar down here on the side. Now we're going to go over to the toolbar in the left-hand corner, and this first 3 bars section pulls up your main menu. From here you can exit, you can change your modes, you can go into presenting mode, preparation mode, which we're currently in, you can go back to your desktop. I want to highlight the help section. If you go click on this button here, it'll bring you up to a web version of the user's manual, which is very useful if you're messing with this for the first time by yourself and you have issues. You have your settings, which pulls up settings, do a lot of things with that. Then you have print options. Just make sure that your paper size is the correct one for this. You can export, you can import. If we go to our file, this allows us to save our presentation. We can save as if we're saving over a presentation. Multiple options. If we switch over to this, it takes us back to our desktop, and to get back, we'd go click on our icon again. Tools, way too much time. It would take to go through all these, more than we have, but please be sure to play with these. You can put clocks on your screen, calendars, all sorts of cool stuff. You can open up another web browser inside of your page. You can do tools by subject. You can have backgrounds. You can create shortcuts. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Like I said before, you also have a web browser feature down here at the bottom. This opens up a web browser into your presentation. It's another Chrome window for you to browse while inside of your presentation still. Next thing I want to focus on real quick is this toolbar in the right hand corner. This allows you to add more slides to it, then navigate through those slides. So we can go previous slide, our original slide, or we can go back to our new slide that we created. Super simple, very easy to do. If you click this button right here in the corner, right hand or left hand, you see it, it'll switch it depending on, like if you're lefty or righty, you can switch your menu options for you. Like I said, this is a very quick presentation. Definitely just highlights the bare minimum of what we can do inside of this. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or Gerald at the Technology Center, and we can get you taken care of. But other than that, have a wonderful day and enjoy being an Eagle.